and we're going to talk. She's willing to talk about, she said something in a post that we put, which was, tell them about that.
Well, I was looking in the mirror at home, which I'd done numerous times, and I felt that I'd gotten to the point that my face did not match my heart, the way I felt on the inside. And I had just become uncomfortable with that. I felt, it got to the point that my spirit just felt a little depressed, a little downhearted. That I would find myself feeling very young and happy, and then pass a mirror, and my face had begun to sag, and my neck had begun to look a little heavy, and I just cast down.
So how did you, and thank you for doing this, this means everything to me, it means a lot to all the people out there that feel like it's all about looks, and looks are so important, and you look absolutely beautiful, and I couldn't be happier with that. But as you've seen, I mean, looks and how you look is about this much of what having something does for you. I mean, remind me, what brought you in, what made you, this time in your life? I know there's a wedding coming up, which is really common. Was it one of your children, right?
Right, it's my older daughter, and we were having a conversation, and looks do matter, but at the same time, it's a fine line. It's a fine line between looks matter and it's far more important what's on the inside. But I think most women can identify with how good you feel, especially when you wear a ponytail and you have that little mini facelift, and you think, oh, this looks so good and it feels so good. Or you look in the mirror and, oh, I wish that I looked like this all the time. When you just gently pull your face back, and you think, I don't want anything that major. If I just looked like this, I would feel so happy. That's just exactly what I want. And I was talking to my older daughter about that. I said, you know, I don't want anything huge and dramatic. I just want this little bit. And I said, but I'll never have that done. I won't do that. And she said, if you ever have anything done, and she said, Mama, I don't want you to have anything done, but if you ever had anything done, I want you to look up this lady, this doctor. And I heard about her on Rick and Bubba. And her name is Dr. Melanie Petro. And I said, well, now I've not heard of her. What is it about her? And she said, she is very conservative and she's honest. And she said, everything she said, she is so honest. She is not going to overdo anything, and she sounds like from everything she says that if you were going to do something, that's exactly who you'd want to go to. She will not let you overdo it. She will not let you look like someone different, like a stranger. She will not let you look plastic or cat eyes or stretched. You would get what you want, and you would look natural. And I can't remember what day of the week that was, but if it was Monday, I probably talked to my husband Monday night and called y'all on Tuesday morning. And I think I was in, maybe it was on Wednesday. And it was exactly that same situation. I came in, I saw you, and it was as if we really connected. And I would imagine that everyone must have that same connection with you, because I am not surgery happy, but I felt extremely confident to go forward and have a procedure that would give me just that gentle look that I was wanting to have.
So what were you most afraid of when you said, like, I'm not surgery happy, I don't want to have surgery? What were you most afraid of? Was it pain? Was it looking like somebody else? Was it what people would say? Like, what scared you the most about surgery?
What scared me is I can remember a particular friend of mine saying that the mother that she had who had had surgery was not the mother she remembered growing up, that her looks changed. And I did not want to look so different that friends and family would look at me and it would look like vanity. Because to me, vanity, when you have a surgery that makes you look completely different, to me that says vanity. When you have a surgery that makes you look refreshed, and yes, I think that you would not be telling the truth if you didn't want to look refreshed and a little younger and a little happier.
And just that it's okay.
Yes, I think that that makes you, it just makes you look joyful. And I think people look at you and think, well, you really look like you've gotten a lot of rest, like you've been
What
on
have
vacation.
people said? Like, what kind of comments have you gotten?
Well, I have not seen all of my friends yet. I think I'll be seeing them at the wedding this weekend. But from the people that I have talked to, they've told me that I look really good. And my mother in particular, who will be 81 in May, said that she was, and I was expecting her to say, I cannot believe you are doing this. And she's beautiful. And I was thinking, she's never had anything done. And I thought she would say, I cannot believe that you are doing this. She made the comment, you look really beautiful, and I am all for any kind of personal improvement. And so I was shocked. And I said, Mother, I'm really shocked that you said that. And she said, well, why not? I'm all for personal improvement. So I have enjoyed it greatly.
But so people, do they say, did you change your hairstyle? What kind of questions do they ask? Do they look at you, or how have you felt when you have been around people, your friends and stuff since this?
Well, I have just felt, very comfortable. I have felt very confident. I feel that my outsides, especially, what's the technical term? I had a mini facelift and my neck done. I just feel very confident, and I feel very youthful. I feel like my insides and my outside go together, that they match. And I feel like my personality and my face match. And my friends have been very positive.
Do you feel like you do more, you enjoy getting dressed more, putting on makeup?
Definitely. My husband is very happy.
And that's something people wonder about.
He is very happy. He was very supportive. Because I've gotten to the point that I was, he owns a construction company, and there are different galas and activities that he needs to go to for groundbreaking ceremonies and just different things that he would like for me to go with him. And it had gotten to the point that I didn't want to go. And now I'm going. I've been to several galas in the past month, and he loves it that I'm going with him because I feel very confident.
It's really, really about confidence. And he didn't want you. I mean, I know, because I remember meeting him, and he wrote me the sweetest letter, even before your surgery. But he didn't push you to do it. He thinks you're beautiful. And that's the way it is for a lot of, that is very common, and it's not, women don't do it for men.
No.
They do it to feel better about themselves, and the benefit for the men is often what you're saying, like you feel like doing more, you're more like, I think one husband said, she's just more like the woman I married.
Yes.
For women, it just affects us more to be out and not feel good about how we look. Men I guess they just think they look great no matter, the emphasis isn't the same.
And I feel very confident whether I put on makeup or not. I feel very confident wearing no makeup and having my hair in the proverbial ponytail and getting out and going to the grocery store. Another thing is I've been in several situations to have photography going on, like at a gala where they take pictures. I'm not worried about, do I put my face up real high, how do I need to take the picture so that, how will my neck look, or how do I stand? I just have my photo made.
So it's almost like it takes you to a place where lets how you look become less important rather than more important.
That is exactly right. It's like when you've been on a diet and you go into the closet and you're not concerned about what I'm going to put on anymore. You just put something on and zip up the clothes and go.
Kind of helps you let go of worrying about
You're
it.
not even thinking about your looks anymore. So really, it's not vanity at all.
Lets you get beyond.
You're not even thinking about your face anymore, or your neck, or anything, any procedure that you want to have done. It doesn't have to be what I've had done. If there's something that's bothering you, get something done about it and stop thinking about it.
So did you hurt? Did it hurt you? I mean, was there any pain? What would you say? Tell somebody about just how the recovery. I mean, some people are afraid of hurting.
I was fine. I did not use the medications that you suggested. I used Advil. I was fine.
Because it doesn't hurt. It's hard to tell somebody it doesn't hurt. It's better to hear from.
It really, there was some aching. I used ice packs, and ice always helps.
How long before you felt that confidence, like before you were ready to dress up and go to a gala? Like, how long would you say that took you?
Well, it was definitely less than, it was.
'Cause I remember seeing a picture somewhere.
It was less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There was a minor little bit of bruising. I did not bruise as much. I did not bruise very much. I had a little bit of bruising there that was unexpected. That I think you did a little tiny bit of something I came in for, and it was gone. I don't even know. It wasn't a big deal at all.
And today you had some lashes.
Yes, you did some
some
lashes for the wedding coming up. You did a wedding package and dermaplaning and the hydrofacial and the lashes, and I will look beautiful for the wedding this weekend.
And that's kind of part of it. And you said something earlier, which she said she just likes coming to see me.
I do actually. In fact, every time, this is so funny, the children say this, every time I say I'm going to the doctor, they just assume I'm coming to see you. That there must not be any other kind of doctor. And they say, well, what are you going to see Melanie for now? And I'll say, well, why do you assume that it's always going back to see Melanie? And I may definitely be coming to see you, but it's not every single time. But now my husband will say, I think you're just thinking of something that you can do to go see Melanie. But I will say this, I have had a couple of other little things done that I wanted to do. I had my lips done, and I don't know if y'all can do a close-up on my lips, but they do not look unnatural in the least bit. I am 60 years old, and when you do start getting older, your lips start disappearing. And that's one thing I wanted to do, and I was so pleased with them that, remember I made the comment to you, should I go even a little bit bigger? And you said absolutely not. And so you are just so honest, and you are so conservative, and it's not that you hold people down and say, no, I'm not going to do as much as you need. You will not do more than what a person needs. And I don't want to look plastic, and I don't want to look to where my friends are going to be talking behind my back and saying, look at her. I don't want that. I want to look nice, to where, also I'm an entrepreneur, and it's important.
She's an amazing artist.
Well, no, I wasn't
I
going to say that, but there are so many people in business, and there's competition, and you just want to keep feeling young and refreshed in whatever work that you're doing. And I just think that it's nice to just look refreshed. And I would like to be Grandma Moses one day, but I don't want to be her today. So I just would like to look refreshed and look nice. And so I decided to do this, and I'm extremely pleased and happy about it.
That makes me so happy.
Well, that makes two of us.
And if you could pick one thing, like your favorite part about it, what would it be? Like, what's your when you think back and you think, I'm glad I did that, what's the number one? I mean, is it dressing up and going places? Is it the way you feel? Like, what is the biggest change that you feel?
Oh gosh, there's several.
You can have more than one.
I tell you what, one of them is looking in the mirror. When I go to look in the mirror and put on, I'm not a big makeup person. Jen put on this beautiful makeup and I look great and I love it, but I'm an eyeliner, lipstick, ponytail, run out the door person. But when I look in the mirror and I put on my makeup and my face is lifted up, and that's one thing. That makes me real happy. Another thing is when my telephone falls in my lap and the mirror, and the camera is turned on. I know that's not happened to anybody but me. And the camera's turned on backwards and my neck is filling up the camera. I don't have this big, double chin in the camera anymore. That's another thing. And then another thing is that when my husband calls me 2 weeks late and says, and it's like Tuesday, and he says we have a gala on Thursday or Friday. When we get off the phone, I don't feel like, and I feel like crying. I don't feel like crying now. That's another thing. And then another thing is meeting you. Aww. And that may sound so corny, but meeting you. Because I feel like I'm your mother. And we can talk about our dating and all kinds of stuff. And I can check on her, how's her boy, how's her son, and I just love you. And I've got to have more things done in the future that are minor, because just so I can come see her.
Well, I love meeting you. I love your art. She uses so much color in her art.
Well, and I love your Tiffany blue. And
I only use one color.
So I just love being here.
I love having you. You're such
and another thing, I've got to PS out on this. PS. I've been to other doctors' offices in the past. Nothing against any of them, period. But there's something about a really kind and wonderful female doctor. It's not just a female doctor, it's you that takes the time to be with you and be interested in you and doesn't herd you in and herd you out. I mean, I've been to doctors before, and I can remember one incident out of state, and I had nothing done, but a friend of mine went to see him years ago, and we laughed so hard all the way from Tennessee to Alabama, because I went in to talk about one thing, and by the time we left, I felt like everything about my whole body was wrong. And it was, thank God we could laugh about it. But I felt like it was just like a herd mentality. And this has been very personal, like you really cared about me.
I really do.
And I know you do. And I felt like you really cared about me and getting me to a place that I would feel joy. And you did.
It makes me happier. I love people. I love getting to know feel like there's that mentality, and nothing against, my dad's a male doctor, but there's just that mentality of male-female dynamics where even if I had questions, I would be way less likely to ask maybe one person over another. I would be less likely to feel, and a lot of it, as comfortable with the man, because there is just, as women, a man tells us something and we just take it to believe it's true. And in this field especially, it's like you want to ask questions, you want to feel like you can say, well, what about this? And I want people to understand, and that's what these videos are about. It is just, I hate seeing people cower, or as they age, women just tend to go into their own little world and regress a little bit and not be as active and as social, because when you look good, you feel good. So making it something that people can understand. And to me, like, if I didn't know you and I didn't know about your art and I didn't know about your kid, like, I wouldn't feel, it wouldn't be as much fun for me. I mean, what's fun is being able to see the changes in you. I mean, the surgery is fun. I mean, it's fun. But it's the best part is getting to see the changes and see you happy. And I mean, you're such a beautiful lady.
You're so sweet.
Inside and out.
Thank you.